G'day ladies and gentlemen, I am Mike Starr, and in today's video we've got a couple of Blu-rays in the mail, so let's get right into it. I've been really busy with making music as I play guitar and I sing and I produce as well, so got a long story short. First one on the list is a very rare one. I originally had purchased it for $200 and then a couple of them started floating around out there for like 29, 30 bucks. So I bought another copy while I keep my original one in the wrapping. So this one is Paperhouse. This is the French release of the British movie Paperhouse, which was this was released, sometime in the late 80s and early 90s. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Entres dans les Rêveries. I'm not French, so I can't even say that right. It comes with the slipcase, but for those of you that haven't seen this movie, what it's about in a nutshell is about this little girl who keeps on having these fainting attacks where she faints and she has a nosebleed. I'm pretty sure in the process, because it's been a while since I've seen it, so I may be wrong, but she faints, and when she faints she enters this world where it's just desolate, where it's just empty except for this one house, and it looks similar to the house that she drew in a picture with crayons. And further into the movie you find out that it is the house that she drew, because then she ends up drawing a little boy in the window and he wasn't there previously, and then she meets this boy when she has another fainting attack, and then she becomes good friends with him, and then it takes a turn for the worst, and there's this silhouette of this black person. I think he's carrying an axe or a hammer or something, and he's after them, and the little boy says it's his father or something like that, and the little girl has to take the little boy out of the house. It's just a crazy movie. Score was by Hans Zimmer. Great composer. The movie is, I would call it a young adult kids horror sci-fi movie, if that makes sense. But anyways, watch it if you haven't seen it. Next movies are the best of the best 4 movie pack, which has 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is a classic movie or movies. This is the UK release. This one here has all 4 of them. First 2 were the best, and it's similar to the movie Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's a martial arts movie where the best of the best fighters come together to see who is the top fighter, and the first 2 are great, and then throughout this competition it gets really violent because it's sort of like an underground fighting thing, and these people fight, and sometimes they fight to the death, which isn't common, but it does happen. And it stars Eric Roberts, the brother of Julia Roberts, and Sam Kinezo. I don't know his name, but he's a martial artist too. Great movies, 80s, 90s fighting martial arts movie. If you like Van Damme films and just martial arts movies, yeah. And the last one, the final one, is the Chucky Box set with the lenticular image here. Not all of them come with this, but because of the bushfires in Australia, this I didn't think was going to arrive, because it was 2 weeks past its due date of arriving, and yeah, it came. and it's a great addition to the horror movies that I have. It has Child's Play 1, 2, 3, The Bride of Chucky, The Seed of Chucky, The Curse of Chucky, and then The Cult of Chucky. Now, I've seen it up to The Seed. I never saw The Curse or The Cult. But, yes, I would say, in my opinion, the best ones are Child's Play 1, 2, 3, and The Bride of Chucky. Now, yes, now I'll show you a bit. That's why I'm paranoid about this being broken, but yeah, it has an array of movies in here. Now, you don't need to see what the inside's like, but okay, for those people who are living or have lived under a rock, what the first movie is about a criminal named Charles Lee Ray, who in the middle of a robbery gets caught by the cops, and I'm doing my movie reviews. And go back to your room. Okay. And in the middle of a robbery, the cops catch him red-handed, so he's on the run. So, anyways, after that, he runs into this toy store. He breaks into a toy store, and the cops corner him, and he doesn't know what he's gonna do because the cops had shot him through the process. And then when he gets shot, he knows he's not gonna live, so he gets he gets a doll. These dolls called the Good Guys, which are the most popular kids doll in the country. And he does this thing where he transfers his body into the doll, and then he dies, and then that's it. But no, it's not it. From there, this little boy, he wants one of these dolls for his birthday, and he wants his mum to get it for him, and she doesn't, because they're kind of poor, but yeah, and he's really disappointed. So then the mum, the next day, because it was his birthday, and then his mum the next day, she's at work, and one of her work colleagues comes up to her and says, "Oh, there's this homeless guy in the alleyway that wants to, that has one of these dolls. It's kind of off the back of a truck thing, but he's selling it dirt cheap, whatever." So she ends up buying it from this homeless guy, and that's the doll that the criminal transferred his body into. So then from there, this doll comes alive, and he starts causing havoc. Like the babysitter that babysits the kid, he throws her out the window. It's just a really creepy movie. And then part 2, part 3, the sequels from part 1, and it's kind of like they kill the doll, but he's not really dead. And then the part 2 and 3, and then 4, and it's just definitely one for the collection. But I'm gonna go now for a run, and I'll see you all on my next video. It's about it. So till next time, I'm Mike Starr. Have a good night.